Okay, good morning folks, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in this beautiful world of ours. Carbohydrates, my friend, do not make you fat. Give me a couple of minutes, 3, maybe 4. I'm going to prove it to your satisfaction that this is true. Now, if I were to tell you that virtually all the fat that you're wearing on your body right now came from dietary fat, it did not come from carbohydrate, would you believe me? Let me put it like this. If you know what a fat biopsy is, like if I were to go to your belly fat stores and suck out fat, that's a biopsy, right? And then let's say we took that fat and we analysed it. That's going to show about 98 to 99% of that fat came directly from the fat that you ate. Yes, it is. And about 1 to 2% at best came from converted carbohydrate. Yes, carbs can be turned into fat, but it is ridiculously inefficient. The human body is absurdly inefficient at turning carbohydrates into fat. It doesn't really want to do it, which is why at the end of the day, only about 1 to 2% of the fat you're wearing came through that process. It's a process called de Novo Lipogenesis. Very rarely happens in human beings, okay? The fat that you eat is the fat that you wear. Now, if you know who Dr. Lane Norton is, I'm going to quote you from him. He says, less than 2% of the fat in adipose comes from carbohydrates. Adipose is just the medical term for body fat. Less than 2%, yeah? He also says, carbs are not stored as fat appreciably, as it only accounts for 1 to 2% of fat in adipose. 1 to 2% of fat stored in your body fat, and yet we're also carb phobic. I'm a recovering carb phobe. That's what I would call myself, a recovering carb phobe. And I've been researching this for the past couple of years before I was confident enough to really come out and say this stuff. Because I used to be a low carb guy. It's not a very nice way to live your life, avoiding carbohydrates. And it's completely unnecessary. If the fat you eat is the fat that you wear, what the hell are we doing avoiding carbohydrates? So I created a little graphic to illustrate this. Here it is. This is going to go into my book. I'm coming out with it's going to be completely free, a free ebook, because I want to end the carb phobia once and for all. With all the scientific references, with everything you're going to need to put your mind at ease that you can enjoy carbs, because you want to enjoy carbs. You love carbohydrate. Carbs are comfort food. Starches are comfort food. Don't sit there and try and tell me that you don't want to eat baked potatoes or rice or beautiful wraps or potatoes or sweet potatoes or bread. Human beings love starch. We thrive on starch. And starches, I'm going to keep saying this, starches and lean protein in the absence of fat gets you shredded. It'll get you as lean as you want to be. Okay, so the working title for the book is Eat Lean, Get Lean. I'm going to show you some mock-up covers soon. I want you guys to decide what the cover should look like. So I've got some cover ideas. So I'll post those up soon and you tell me which cover I should use. By the way, in case you just think I'm some nobody on the internet coming up with this stuff, I've written for Iron Man magazine, bodybuilding magazine, the biggest bodybuilding magazine in the world. I've written for Perfect Body magazine in Europe. I've been in some other publications. I used to write for bodybuilding.com, remember it when it was the big thing? I used to be a featured author on there, so I'm not just a nobody. I've been doing this for almost 20 years. I like to think that I know what I'm talking about. And on this issue, having been on the other side of the fence, I really want to get it through to you that you don't need to avoid carbs and you don't need to live a very restricted life. Are you telling me you want to eat steak and eggs and cheese every day? I don't believe you. I just don't believe. A lot of the people who, carnivore type people, keto people, I don't believe you, I'm sorry. I used to be that guy and it fucking sucks. So look folks, the bottom line here is the fat you eat is the fat you wear. Conversely, the fat that you don't eat is the fat that you don't or cannot wear. If you don't eat it, you can't wear it. This video you're watching right now is just part 1. Part 2, I'm going to go into carbohydrate overfeeding studies where they extremely overfeed people carbohydrate and then trace what happens to it inside the body. I'm going to show you how ridiculously ineffective, inefficient the body is at converting carbs into fat, because it very rarely happens. So much so that I can comfortably say that in real world settings, carbs don't turn into fat. Not in humans anyway. You would have to extremely overfeed. Don't worry about carbohydrates. Enjoy your beautiful carbs. The fat you eat is the fat you wear.